having a life scholarship and being able to afford to go to college made me feel inspired to go.
When I got a life scholarship, it was such a relief.
I knew that I wanted to have an impact. Having a life scholarship through the SC Education Lottery was huge. It gave me the opportunity to make that impact right here at home.
The South Carolina Education Lottery. A better you, a better us, a better South Carolina. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou.
The following podcast is brought to you exclusively by the Rad Rob Radio Network.
On this edition of Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr., we welcome multi-time PBA 50 champion and PBA Hall of Famer Tom Hess to the show. Tom has over 11 PBA 50 titles, including 4 majors. He also has 1 major title on the PBA National Tour. After that, we will wrap up the show with the Imbecile of the Week. Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. starts now.
This is PBA champion Kyle Troop.
Hey y'all, Jacob Westrup here.
Hey guys, Chuck Ritchie here, formerly of Bowl TV.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Schaefer of track staff at Valley Bowling Center in Waverly, New York.
And you're listening to Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr.
Yo, the boys from Straight Up 5, Rad Rob, Dr Ocho, and of course JP Jr.
As you know, JP Jr. used to be introduced as the sexiest man in bowling, and now the world. But he doesn't have the best hair in the world. I do. Sorry, bud, but you know the deal. Pick it out. Fear the fro, baby.
Welcome to Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. A hard-hitting, in-depth, cutting-edge look into the world of bowling. This podcast will not only cover all things bowling, but will also give you a raw look into real-life issues. You'll get unfettered access into the mind of one of the most gifted bowlers of this or any other generation.
Strike, and they claim it. Similarly does it.
So without further ado, let's introduce you to the hosts of the show. Rad Rob, Rob Francois. Rad Rob, Rob Francois. Dr Ocho. Dr Ocho. And the incomparable Johnny Petraglia Jr. Johnny Petraglia Jr.
Hey guys, welcome back to Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. This is episode number 158. I'm your host, Rad Rob, Rob Francois. I cannot filibuster tonight because we are on limited time with our guests, so I don't want to get yelled at by Ocho. So, Ocho, what's up? Say hi.
Don't filibuster. Let's go.
Johnny P, say hi.
What's up, everybody? Don't filibuster. Let's go.
All right. I have a very special highlight package, as I do always for our first-time guests. Here is a look into the career of the man, Tom Hess.
He said package.
Title is his. Reno gets on their feet. Emotions take over. Tom Hess.
Love everybody at home. Everybody that's been supporting me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. Oh, yeah. He knows. Yeah, you can look at his face. It is sunk in. Well, Chris giving him a little needle, as Chris is wont to do. But Tom Hess, congratulations, man. You are a major champion again won on the PBA Tour and now won on the PBA 50 Tour. Tom Hess is your winner of the PBA 50 Senior U.S. Open.
Almost half the events, right? This is number 10. He didn't bowl a Super Senior.
Right.
So out of 9 events, he's been in a title match 4 times.
In 4 seconds. And Monkey off his back.
Yeah.
Hey, congratulations, Tom Hess. Tommy Adcock put up a hell of a fight.
Well, he's the epitome of never giving up. He's the guy. You never give up.
Right.
You just keep grinding.
It's been a little over a year. Greeley last summer. I think it was July 3rd. And here we are now. Tom Hess getting title number 4.
He might be crying a bit for the wrong reason.
Right.
There you go, bud. You got it.
They tried.
Got to give us the program. There it is. He knows.
194. The winner.
Tom Hess is your champion in Fort Myers, and Tom Hess is now Hall of Fame eligible with his 5th PBA 50 victory combined with 2 PBA 50 majors.
So, Michael, if you would hang out here for a few minutes, we appreciate you sitting in on the stepladder, but I'm going to go down there and talk to our champion, Tom Hess, and we'll come back in here, and then we'll close it out for the evening. So stick with us. We'll have a winner's interview, and then Michael and I will wrap things up right here. There's a winner.
It's all over. Number 7. I wonder if there's anybody that's ever done that, got up and all they need to do that is they just foul.
Going right at the high hard one.
Spare ball down the middle.
Right at
it's all over.
3. It is the 8th title of his PBA 50 career, his 3rd this year. Tom Hess is your champion on the Monticelli pattern.
Yeah, 194 the max now for bowling Runkin Knolls. Just any kind of count basically here. And we're going to have another winner.
I got your count right here. How about 9? It's not really going to hurt Tom that it wasn't a strike. There's only one way that's going to happen.
He's got to throw the next 3.
There's no other way. Anything less than a strike, and Tom Hess is your champion.
Is it?
There's one.
Is it?
Oh, no. It's unbelievable, but in a tournament full of champions, the ultimate champion is Tom Hess.
Your building today. Let's see the front of that so everybody can see where it says champion right there for Tom Hess.
Oh, here we go. $299 is the title. So far, Bill Moore would love nothing more than to have a 300 shot in his building. We are down to the final shot. Off his hand. Could be. Oh, 298. Still a great game. Tommy Hess, winner of the Bud Moore Classic. 298 over 235.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one and only Mr. Tom Hess. Tom, what's going on, brother?
Not a whole lot, guys. How are you? Oh,
Doing
what
well.
do I need to do? Do I need to do something different?
You're looking sideways there.
Saving a day. That's good. Perfect. I'll just hold it. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
I'm
no
rookie.
problem.
My
Hey,
girlfriend
thanks for being
says.
here, man. We know we don't have a lot of time, but we appreciate you making time in your busy schedule here during the tour. So we appreciate it.
Well, I
Rob just
appreciate
killed
the
40
offer.
minutes of the show.
Shut up, Jojo.
How was there? How do I have to wait 158 episodes, Johnny? Come on. I thought we were better buddies than that.
I am sincerely sorry about this. I have zero excuses.
No, that's right. Yeah, that's true. He's got a good point, John.
I do have a couple quick things I want to point out. Number one, we should have asked Chris Barnes when he was on the show
how he feels every time he has to bowl Tom, because it just seems like he just gets completely annihilated every time. So that's number one thing I noticed. But Tom, obvious congratulations, and it's great to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Congratulations on the senior Grand Slam with the culmination at Bud Moore's Players Championship a few weeks ago. Tom, I wanted to really, with the limited time we have, I kind of wanted to dive into a couple things I've been curious about. Obviously, with your 2011 Masters win, you sold more Gravity Nanos, I think, than anybody else when that ball came out. But that was your introduction to the popularity and the fame in the bowling world at the professional level. What has happened from that 2011 Masters, and now you're undoubtedly one of the most feared players on the senior tour now, Hall of Fame induction. Like what happened in that span of time that you're just so good now, especially on the senior tour?
Oh, God, Johnny, that's the $1 million question. You know what I mean? There's no doubt that I was a middle of the road tour player. I won the one title. I made 4 TV shows, which, not a lot of guys make 4 TV shows, but was never able to win again. And then, fast forward to when I turned 50, I actually missed my 50 season because of COVID. So it was actually 51. And I won, the back-to-back majors. And then I guess, as they say, the rest is history. You know what I mean? It just bred a lot of confidence in me. I knew I could win on the PBA 50 tour. I knew it. I firmly believed it. And then when you come out and it happens, and then it happens again, on and piling on, and I'm just bowling with a lot of confidence right now, and that's the biggest thing out here when you're bowling people, is just having confidence.
I've definitely noticed a trend in that, certainly in the last 5, 6, even 7 years. I mean, you always look like you're enjoying yourself when you're on the TV shows or you're on the ladder, and you perform like you're enjoying yourself. It's almost like you look forward to pressure situations. You're passionately aggressive in those situations, if that makes any sense. But the raw confidence is there, and the obvious will. You're almost willing the ball to strike. It's really, really cool to watch.
Yeah, when you get to the show, obviously, I call this, and I'm not the only one that does, everybody calls this the Hall of Fame Tour. I mean, I can't think of a tournament that, or the stepladder, since the 5 years that I've been out here, hasn't had a Hall of Famer out here. Is simply incredible. So once you get to the show, you're obviously bowling good to get there. And then once you're there, it's just, you got to step up and make the shots. And I've been fortunate enough to step up and make a lot of good shots in really crucial times and come away with the wins. I mean, there's been some times when I haven't, and that's going to happen.
That one against Mika was especially tense to watch because he's a fantastic bowler as well, and
you think
the fact that he had to strike out to win and then just buried that second ball and got the ring 10. What was going through your mind when you saw that?
Well, that was Rob. That was actually, he had to strike out to tie. If he struck
out, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, if he struck out to tie, we were going to a roll off.
That's right.
I have to be honest. I was preparing myself for what lane I was going to throw the first shot on. I'm bowling Mika. I mean, he's going to strike out, right? I mean, we're going to a roll off. When I didn't shut him out, making the 3, 6, 9, 10 was huge, and then throwing the strike after that, to put us in that situation. And I was deciding, I think I was going to bowl on the left lane, because in that moment, I want him, if he steps up and throws 3 strikes on the right lane, I don't want him to throw on that lane again. But that's, I was firmly ready for a roll off, and Mika threw a great shot. And, let's just go back to last week. I don't know if you guys were watching, but in my match against Mika, with a chance to shut him out, I threw it great and solid 9. And Mika, the champion he is at the Senior Masters, stepped up through the double in the 9th and 10th to shut me out.
Yeah, that was that's bowling, right? I mean, that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen. It's just the way the pins fall. Unfortunately, it's one of the few sports where you can ace your shot and not get the results that you're looking for.
Yeah, that's correct.
Tom, the senior tour season. How many more events do you have before the season is complete? And do you intend on competing in any of the national events next season?
I'm probably. It's funny. I'm actually in Greeley, Colorado right now. The Senior U.S. Open starts tomorrow. As soon as I get off the call with you guys, I got to go out and bowl the Pro-Am. So we are in our fifth event of the season here. We got just 3 more events and the World Series to bowl. I was talking with Tony Lanning, our tournament director, about next year's regular tour, and they don't know yet. My plans for next year on the regular tour will probably be very similar to this year, where, Johnny, I just bowled the majors. I bowled every tournament that I was eligible to be directly into. At 55 next year, I'll be 56. I just don't have any desire to PTQ to try to get into an event. So if I can bowl the majors that I can bowl, the one exception to that might be the U.S. Open. With the format that the U.S. Open has had the last few years, I've heard they're going to change it to where just the exempt guys are going to be the only ones in, not the top 75 on the points list like it had been. That might be the one event that I would PTQ to try to get into the U.S. Open. But I'm also fortunate enough that the Iowa Open is one of the direct qualifiers into the U.S. Open. So I will definitely bowl the Iowa Open, being from Iowa, and try to win that to win the spot. That's a tournament that I've won 5 times in the past. So, I always love to bowl the Iowa Open.
That's good stuff, man. And obviously, you have to be at every event. You have to be at every. I still personally think it's a little bit absurd that one of the most decorated players in the seniors in the PBA 50 Tour has to qualify for anything. But that's a horse of a different color. But it's good to see you still out there in those majors as well. But yeah, it's again. I mean, Tom, we've had you and I personally have had some wonderful times together on the golf course, Texas Roadhouse. I mean, you introduced me to rattlesnake bites, so. I mean,
they're so good.
Oh yeah, but real quick, because I know that Rob and Ocho obviously want to say something, and I know that you're limited. I just want to say it's an honor and pleasure to have you here, and I really hope everybody listening and watching understands what a feat this man has just done. I mean, there's only a handful of people that have even done it on the national tour, let alone Tom. Does anybody have the Grand Slam on the senior tour?
Well, I need to backtrack a little bit there. In talking with our great friend Parker, I technically just have 4 majors. I didn't complete the Grand Slam. So the Triple Crown and the Grand Slam both include the World Championships, which I don't have a World Championships. I have a Masters, a U.S. Open, a TOC, and a Players. So basically, I was wrong. I thought the Players was the one that was included in that, and Parker set me straight that it is the World Championships. And actually, Johnny, your dad was at the house, and he's the first one that told me that afterwards, because we were talking about it. Your dad was up at Bill's house when I won, so I didn't actually win the Grand Slam. So now I just got to go win the World Championships. Easy enough to do out here, right?
It's still a good question though, because how many senior players own 4 of the 5 majors on the tour? It's got to be what? We'll have to do our little bit of history on that, or a little checking up on that too.
Yeah, that's a great question. I have no idea. The 2 things that I know for me personally, I'm one of 4 guys that have won the regular Masters and the Senior Masters, and I'm one of 3 guys that have won the Senior U.S. Open and the Senior Masters in the same year. But as far as who on the Senior Tour, what guys have what majors, that I do not know.
Gotcha.
John, you're right about the absurdity of an 11-time champion with 4 majors Player of the Year and Rookie of the Year in the same year still has to PTQ to get into certain tournaments. That's just
yeah. And then I also don't like the idea that you're chopping down, like Tom just said, the U.S. Open of all tournaments to a limited field. You're not even allowing past champions of the event to get in. You're not allowing current major champions to get in outside of the regular tour. I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, I used to understand when the Tournament of Champions was the limited field of 64. You'd have the one amateur that won the National Resident Pro or whatever it was to get in. You'd have the Senior Player of the Year there, or a couple juniors. But I just don't really understand. I'm sure they have their reasoning.
It's an open championship, shouldn't it be? Everybody.
Ocho, you had didn't you have? Go ahead, Tom.
I was just going to say, guys, I mean, it is what it is. It's the U.S. Open in golf is a U.S. Open where you have to go through qualifiers. There's qualifiers to get into the U.S. Open. And to be honest with you, I'm going to be honest that I'm a little disappointed that some tournament coordinators haven't stepped up. There's only two that I know of. Joe Engelkiss, who runs the Greater Iowa. Our Iowa Open is a qualifier. And Jerry Mars, a gentleman out of Chicago, runs a New Year's Eve tournament, New Year's Eve or Day tournament. That is a qualifier for the U.S. Open. And the USBC will take 8 more direct qualifiers for tournaments. Proprietors do it. Did I lose you? I'm back. Did I lose you guys?
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit. We lost your picture and your audio is kind of.
It's like you're underwater. Did somebody just throw you in a pool?
I have no idea. I haven't moved. I've been sitting back in the tournament office the whole time.
Oh, that sounds good.
That sounds good. Rob, save that clip for something when we go unfettered.
If you could try to pop out and pop back in, Tom, that might fix it.
You know them neck gimmicks when they're like, like that's kind of what that was like.
That's going to be me on a commercial in 20 years from smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, if you keep smoking it, will.
Smoke anymore. I should have the proof. I've been smoking for years.
Are we being assholes right now, or is that funny?
No, we're doing a PSA.
Judges say yes, you're being assholes.
As we only have minutes left because of Rob's filibuster.
The 1 week I don't filibuster.
Hey, it's okay. It's actually amazing. This is the first week you actually kind of just got into.
I mean, he's actually still there technically, right? Because his name is still there. So wouldn't that if he wasn't there, wouldn't he have gotten out?
While he's still listening, what I kind of wanted to ask him before he went.
Oh, we hear something.
Yeah, Tom, I don't know if you can hear us okay, but your audio is bad.
Is he being attacked by an alligator? Is that possible?
I don't think there's alligators in Colorado.
It could be the low altitude ones.
I think it depends what city he's in. He's in Greeley. I don't know how high that city
is. Randy Marsh beat up a guy from Greeley.
Doesn't it sound like the Predator got him?
Yeah, exactly. Fuck you, asshole.
Yeah.
Didn't Randy Marsh beat up a guy from Greeley, Colorado in the baseball tournament?
Yeah, it's a great question.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was. I thought this was America.
But what I wanted to ask Tom I want to ask him about what bowling balls are working.
Is that better, guys? Am I back in?
Oh, hell yeah.
The audio is good.
Okay.
We can hear you. We just can't see it. But I mean, that's
visually, it's not bad, but it could be better.
Oh, I'm sorry. I went outside. I don't know what happened. I was sitting in the tournament office, and all of a sudden, everything got really fuzzy.
That happens in Colorado.
It's them drones, man. They're coming in.
Weed's legal in Colorado, and hopefully you're not partaking in any of that.
No, I don't do that stuff, guys.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Time to start.
I can see me in the screen. Can you guys not see me? Sorry about that.
No, there's no. That's all right. That's probably
It happened to you, Oach, a couple times where you saw yourself.
Because I had a 1984 Commodore 64 I was using. So that's the only reason. But
we can hear you fine, Tom. So yeah, it's not a big deal. And we are going to have you back on, trust me, because we have so much we need to dive into when you have more time. But we're just glad that you're here. That's all.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Ocho, do you have any questions for Mr. Hess?
Not really, no.
Yeah, see, he doesn't really add much to the show. Just,
Oh, I have one more. I have one more question before we lost him.
No, I don't.
Tom, do you have? Obviously,
I
you guys
do.
go through. You guys obviously go through a lot of different bowling balls week to week, surface changes, layouts. What has been, if any, your old reliables or your go tos at virtually every stop? Like, what are balls that never leave your bag, and why?
You know, the best one for me here the last couple of years has been the Attention Star. I throw that ball a lot. My old reliables, the Gem. Our new bowling balls, one that we just got today that I'm really excited to throw that you saw the guys use this weekend, the Ion Pro Solid. That one looks like it's going to be really good. The Ion Pros, those have been really good. I'm fortunate enough to be on staff with Storm Bowling, and we make so many good bowling balls that there really isn't one ball that rolls so good. They all roll good, and I'm fortunate to be on their staff, and I'm trying to, I threw an Equinox for all 4 games to win the players. That ball was just so versatile. I just kept making the little moves to the left that I needed to make, and it just kept striking.
It sure did, man. That was so impressive to watch. And you always seem to do well in that place too. You got to love bowling in that house too. I know I love being there.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys know, but Johnny, if you've been there, then you know Josh Moskowitz,
Yes.
Bill's right-hand man. The first year we bowled there, he kept saying, "Tom, come bowl with me. Come bowl with me. I want to bowl with you, Tom. Come bowl with me." And I told him, "Josh, I'm not bowling on these lanes until I earn the right to bowl on these lanes."
I do remember you telling me that.
And then that year, I made the show, and I bowled for the title, and I got 8 when I needed 9 to lose to Dave Johnson by 1. And man, I was crushed. But I stayed there, and it must have been about 35, 40 minutes after the show, Josh and I went and bowled a match on that pair. So the fact that I've bowled in that center now, I've bowled on those pair. I've made 3 shows in Bill's house. So I know the differences between 13 and 14, and that was a big part of what led to me being able to run the ladder. Is I know the differences in the lanes. I know what I can get away with on each of the lanes, and so far the 3 years that I've bowled there, it's held true.
Tom, we have a question from one of our loyal viewers. How is that new Ultimate Wrecker?
Oh, the Ultimate Wrecker's been pretty good. I've used that. I used that a little bit in Virginia during the qualifying. I used it a little bit last week. It's a middle of the line ball that's got a super strong cover in a little bit of a weaker core, and it's.
I'm getting it just because it looks like Ultimate Warrior, so I'm gonna get it right now.
Oh well, go buy 2. Ocho, get 2.
Don't I have one of those? Am I close?
You have the original, which is also one of the best balls ever.
The Ultimate.
Just the Wrecker. The Warrior.
Yeah, it's not Ultimate. It's just
he looks like a wrecker.
He does look like a wrecker.
Yes.
Johnny always asks our first-time guests, "What's your favorite or ball, or at least top 3 of your favorites ever?"
Well, a couple. Obviously, the Virtual Gravity Nano, because that's what I used to win the Masters. My very first PBA title came with the original Inferno.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And then I bowled my very first 300 with the Columbia Piranha C, the blue one.
Yes.
And then, as far as a ball that's always with me, man, the Phase 2 from Storm is a ball that's got to be in your bag wherever you go to bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty sure the Phase 2 is probably the most popular Storm ball of all time, at least close to it. I mean, it has to be, right, Johnny?
For me, it would
the
be,
high road.
I was going to say,
the
High Road, IQ Tour, and probably Phase 2. That's like the Mount Rushmore for me. You could probably find another. Like, I personally would throw the Blue Thunder up there on Mount Rushmore also, because that's one of my favorite balls of all time, even though I'm a Brunswick guy. But, yeah, either way. Yeah, that Phase 2, IQ Tour, High Road, undoubtedly 3 of the best balls ever made.
And the attention star still holds up. I mean, a lot of people use that ball, and that's been a really good.
That's going to be the next one in the line. I mean, that's another one everyone loves.
Sometimes that feels like a magic ball. I mean,
Hmm.
it comes back from everywhere, and yeah, it's just a really good one.
Tom, is there a time of day you prefer to bowl for your squad? Do you like the 8 a.m.? Do you like the afternoon gimmicks? Do you like the late ones? What's your take?
Well, it's funny when we do these 3 squad events like we're doing here in Greeley at the Senior U.S. Open. When we bowl the fresh burn double burn, I like B squad because it always seems like on the first day, B squad and C squad get a lot of score on that day. Because it seems like A squad plays them a little right, and then the next day B squad comes in and they start a little further left, and then the next day everybody starts a little further left, so they get a little bit lower scoring. But the only thing I don't like about B is you got to be your last one's done. You get done that last night, then you got to be back hopefully to bowl the round of 24 early in the morning.
Yeah, that's a good point there for sure.
Now, another thing we've asked, have you ever gone in at the 8 a.m. squad where the coffee hasn't set in right and your gut is just on fire and you got to hit the restroom and then you come out and you shoot the best bowling of your life? Is that something that happens typically, or are we all we're not even really phased about that? No pun intended with the word phase, when everyone talking about the phase too.
Well, Ocho, it's funny you mentioned that. I'm a guy that's still very passionate about this sport, and I still get the feels. And when I'm bowling that first squad, yeah, sometimes the
nerves get flying, right?
The tummy's got a little bit of rumbling going on, and yeah.
We ask everybody. This is not news. I mean, we've even had Marshall Kent today. We call it the plus 200 dump when he comes out sometimes. I'm going 200 over.
True story.
Oh yeah,
Marshall Kent's words.
Got to get to the pool real quick before you start your morning block. Absolutely.
That's right.
Kind of put in perspective how great, not just how great you've been, but I mean, how great has John Janowitz been? I mean, he came on like a phenom. It's pretty remarkable.
Well, everybody knew JJ was a great player. It's hard to say. Would JJ have won on the regular tour had he decided to go there? I believe yes.
Yeah.
But you never really know, But not JJ. JJ's won. He's been out here 2 years. He's won 7 times. Well, what else can you say? I mean,
it speaks for itself.
Yeah, I've won 7 times the last 2 years. JJ's won 7 times the last 2 years. What I think the most remarkable feat, though, that's happened, Mika last year made 8 consecutive shows.
Wow.
8 in a row.
Jesus.
Against the greatest bowlers, the greatest senior bowlers on the planet. I mean, I'm not even going to say seniors because we're still the greatest bowlers on the planet.
Absolutely.
That's just it, man. You're still going up against the best right there.
When you got Mika and JJ and Barnes and Bone and Angelo and Rakoski and all these guys that just keep,
Walter Ray.
Amleto, Walter Ray, Pete Weber, some of the people that, some of the guys that people don't know as much about, like a Dan Knowlton, who is kind of similar to JJ. He owned a business, and Dan Knowlton's got a couple of titles out here.
You got Haugen out there too, right? We got guys like
Michael Haugen. Yeah.
And Troy Lind, if Troy ever gets back healthy.
Troy, man. Yeah. Mike, now that guy, talk about a year. Jeez.
We forgot maybe Tom Doherty. I think he's out there now too.
Oh shit, that's right. Didn't he just win?
Tom Doherty.
Yeah,
Who? Never heard of him. Never heard of him.
The sun shines on the dog's ass at least twice a day, don't they say that or something like that?
No, of course, yeah.
No, that threw me off though. When I saw it, I didn't know he was 50 years old. I shit you not. I was like, damn, when did that happen?
Yeah. So he's out here. He just won the Masters, and I'm sure a lot of people are surprised that it took him 4 tournaments to win. He's been bowling great. He's made the step ladder at every one, and I made the show by a mere 3 pins over Tom in the Players. So
you beat his ass.
Right. No, I got by him by 3 pins.
Doesn't matter.
Winner.
That's right. It's all matter. It doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you win. It doesn't.
Right.
Yeah.
You win by 1, you beat their ass.
That's right. And,
I like that thinking.
I know we got to wrap up here with it here in a second, but it was funny when Johnny did ask you about Barnesy. Like almost every clip I showed was you beating him. Do you ever talk to him like, hey man, like, because like somebody has their number. Everybody we have on the show, we've asked like, do you have a guy where you always have their number? And it seems like Barnesy is your guy.
You know, Chris and I have had some hellacious battles out here on this tour. In the championship match ones, it seems that I've come out on top, you know, more than he has. But Chris, he's the guy. I mean, I respect them all. Brad, Mika, Chris, JJ. But, you know, in my opinion, Chris is, how do I want to say? He's the smartest one out here. You know what I mean? He knows what's going on. Him and Brad. So there's just guys that you get up to bowl. You know what I mean? I get up to bowl Chris. I get up to bowl Brad. I get up to bowl JJ. I get pumped to bowl Mika. You know that you're just going to have to take it to another level to beat those guys. And, you know, yeah, I've had Chris's number here the last, you know, whatever couple of years, but bowling doubles with him in Dubai is still one of the highlights of my career. To be able to have that guy and be a teammate twice at the World Championships, and I've been able to bowl doubles 1 year with him and 1 year with Parker. You know, for a little kid from Iowa who didn't have the tour success, to be able to do things like that as a senior are just, you know what I mean? I always say it, man. I'm just a dreamer. Keep chasing them. You never know. Your dreams might just come true.
That's badass, man.
That is badass. You're living the dream. You really are.
Yeah, it's been an incredible 4.5 years out here on the senior tour, and I'm just going to try to ride the wave as long as I can, because
you're just getting started, man. You kidding me? Riding the wave? You're just jumping on the board, buddy.
Well, right, and I'm going to ride that wave as long as I can, Ocho. I want to stay on it. I want to stay on it.
That's right. Well, Tom, nobody ever has anything bad to ever say about you. You are absolutely one of the good guys of the sport. We need more people like you to be ambassadors for the sport that we all love. We appreciate you coming on. Good luck in the Pro-Am and for the rest of the season, but and we definitely want to have you on again for sure.
Stay around for part 2. Definitely will do it again. I enjoyed the show very much. Thanks for the time and effort, by the way, you put into that opening. That was pretty cool. That was awesome.
No problem.
I appreciate that. And, you know, Ocho and Rob, I know I don't know you guys all that great, but I love Johnny, and anytime he wants me to come on, I'd be thrilled to be on this show with you guys. So let's definitely do it again.
Absolutely, brother. Great to see you, and congrats again, and keep it going, and good luck at the U.S. Open. Hope to see you holding the trophy again, dude.
Keep riding, buddy. Keep riding.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, Tom. Take care.
Yep.
Man, dude, he's so cool.
Dude, 7 titles in 2 years. I didn't know that. Jesus Christ.
And 11 total with 4 majors. That's sick.
That's stupid.
That is stupid. We talk about JJ a lot because he's only been there for 2 years, but still, I mean, Tom, what Tom's done. And, yeah, it is.
No, I knew the name, obviously, because we'd always talked about it, and especially when we had JJ on and Troy and them guys, and they'd always mention, you know, Tom as the guy that's like, they're almost chasing. But
and you know what's funny?
I just never put it together.
You know what's funny about Tom, and one of the reasons I asked him about, like, what happened where he just started going on this tear on the senior tour, because undoubtedly Tom's always had great physical game. His mental game has always been good. Yes. Do I think he gets a little mad at himself? Visibly, yes. Anybody that knows Tom Hess knows about the infamous head punching to a point that he almost bleeds. But he's also the softest teddy bear in the world off the lanes with an obvious great head on his shoulders like you just saw. And I distinctly remember him and I played golf when I was living in Vegas. He grabbed a timeshare right next door to South Point at the Grandview Towers. And I remember him and I having a pretty deep heart-to-heart, and he was second-guessing himself for his struggles at bowling. And I just like to see where he is now, and just it's not like anything drastic changed in his life. He's the same guy that he was then, but he just woke up one day and everything just started to click. And now that second-guessing of himself has turned into the utmost confidence, and he's there every single week now. And he's really that's the one thing we always say about the sport. You can shine at different ages.
Yeah.
Yes. Are you giving up power and technology and all the great training that the youth has today? Sure. But you could still do this until you're whatever age God says you can't do it anymore. To each of their own. But yeah.
Originally he was like, I was an average bowler. I was, but I bet if you take this Tom's temperament with old Tom, he'd win. He'd be winning a lot more than the one, even in his mind, he thinks he was, I was just an average bowler, but like he hadn't matured maybe mentally, if that's the case, or compartmentalized a little better and now uses his brain differently. There's there's a process going on every time.
You're exactly right, because he listens to learn. He doesn't listen to argue. And the amount of props that he's the reason he knows, everybody knows Chris Barnes is one of the smartest guys at dissecting a lane. But if you don't, everybody in the bowling world knows that. But I don't know if as many people know that about Brad Angelo. I mean, bowlers do.
And he mentioned him too.
Yeah.
But he mentions, so you can tell that he's always out there constantly, even when he's not working on his own game. He's always analyzing what everybody else that in his eyes is better than him or more consistent than him is doing to beat him. And I think that he takes those lessons every single week. And because he's seeing the results each time he adds an element into his own game, not to mention how talented he is, it's just now the floodgates are open.
Which could be what he put together too. It's all that learning and between the temperament and then, taking all these bits and pieces from these smart guys who can explain the physics and the science behind how bowling balls break and turn. That's applying it somehow too. But man, he's got to have to. It sounds like he's got to do it such full time that it's fun for him too to do it, to think about it, to prepare for it now. Right. And maybe it was a chore earlier too. Maybe it was, and again, the frustration of not winning and what am I doing wrong? It's like the negative doubts versus the positive doubts, but not doubts. What the fuck? Forget I said doubts. The positivity.
It is. I mean, look, I always tell it the way it is in the show. I don't give a fuck who likes it or not. I'm going to say it again. It's frustrating that you have a PBA Hall of Famer, 11 titles on the senior tour, 4 majors, player of the year, rookie of the year, and he's not going to bowl a full season next year because he doesn't want to grind to peak.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
You can't do it because who the fuck wants to, right? Especially when you're older. What?
I get it.
Yeah. Stupid. I'm sorry. Whoever runs the fucking PBA 50, suck a bag of dicks because you need to change what you do.
But good on him knowing he'll still probably compete and be in the freaking, make the cut for all those tournaments he's going to do.
Sure, he has all the talent in the world to do that, but he shouldn't have to.
No, I totally agree. The open isn't open. That's the point.
How are you not exempt when you have 11 titles and 4 majors? It's fucking stupid. And I'm trying not to cuss.
One area that I think that they've always
swearing. Well, I get pissed. God damn it!
I do. By the way, I got to show you guys the bowling. I got to show you guys the bowling bag I'm going to Majestic with tomorrow.
Oh,
nice.
Okay. I thought you were going to show me a different bag.
By the way, that was What Am I Doing in New Jersey from George Carlin, 1988.
You got it. You got it, Oach.
Of course I did.
I found my first ever bowling bag in the closet.
So, damn.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that is a keeper.
Let's go Mets still to this day.
That's badass.
And yes, a bowling ball does fit in here. It's even got a ball cup on the bottom. But
what about the shoes?
I'm going to go to Majestic with just this on Thursday and shoot 750 again.
What ball are you going to bring with it?
I'll bring the effect tour.
Okay.
The daddy.
I mean, he's going to have 3 on each finger or something like that. Be like, well, I only brought 1 bag, but I got 3 on each finger.
I don't do that non-conceptual shit. I do what I do is what I used to do when I averaged 240 in Vegas was I used to just walk in with my tees.
Oh, that's right. You told me that over your
but now the bag adds gusto. The only thing I may carry in the other hand is the chicken. So when anybody says, Johnny, nice bag, I can just go with the chicken.
I wish
I thought you were going to say Popeye's chicken. Your other chicken that you like to choke all the time.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Rob, how's your ears?
I have an ear infection. It sucks. I'm gutting it out, but it's like a needle in my ear, like every 30 seconds. But I was going to finish with the imbecile, but it's kind of that's. I don't want to ruin the levity of the show because it was actually kind of a real douchebag imbecile I had picked out for this week. So I don't want to take the mood down. So next week, I'm not sure what we're doing next. I'm still working on Daria. She's
easy.
She's on tour right now, so we gotta work out her schedule.
Or avoiding you.
Most women do. Ocho.
A little bit of both. I mean, just understood.
I have a reputation, but no, it's okay. We'll still be here regardless.
That's true too.
Oh, shout out to Andrew Anderson for winning the tour championship.
I saw something. What happened?
He won the PBA Tour Finals, defeated the best bowler in the world 2 games.
Sweet. And was it on television?
It was.
It was.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're doing a good job promoting because I saw it on the Facebook. So
I did too. I had no idea it was. I thought the season was over.
So did I. That's why I thought the whole point of we're off tour. Like Brad and Kyle show is off tour.
Although Fox is gone, they'll be in the CW. Is it the CW or the WB? I get those shit mixed up.
CW. WB
right?
was like the 90s, with the frog, right?
CW became bought out WB or
something. It was Channel 11 is what it was in our area, right?
Oh, WPIX.
Yeah, exactly. Yankee games, man.
I used to get even Connecticut. I used to get WPIX on my cable. It was a big station. But anyway, I heard CBS Sports will be picking up the World Series of bowling next year, so that should give the sport some extra eyes.
Why is he giggling? He's up to no good. Everybody.
No, I'm prepping an exit song for when we close. So.
That's
life is spinning out of control.
No, it's way worse.
Way worse. Good. All right. Well, let us have it, John.
Oh no! When you close out, I'll just say
I'm ready.
Please enjoy
Tom's
this.
got an ear infection. He's got needles in his ears. Come on.
I do.
Please.
It's not that one, is it?
No.
Okay. All right.
This is a new rendition of a song called "1,000 Miles." I'm sure you've heard of it. But
sure.
I would walk 500.
No, not that one, honey. You know, it's a great song too.
500 times 2.
Yeah, but this is performed by our good friend Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Love it.
Making the way downtown, walking fast, places past and I'm homebound. Staring blankly ahead, just making my way through the crowd.
And we won't get copyright stricken for this, will we?
I
think we're good.
This Arnold.
That's fantastic. I got to go look that up. Johnny Ocho, appreciate you guys. Great show.
Now, close the show out now.
Get the chopper. Thank you to the chopper. Thank you again, Tom Hess, for coming on. We welcome you back with open arms. One day from now. We'll see you guys next week.
Give it to him now.
We appreciate you all.
I've got to work on the pool.
I'm hitting the outro.
I've got to get the filter primed up now.
It's very good.
Thanks for listening to this edition of Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. You can follow the show on Twitter at Straight Up 5 Pod. Follow Johnny Jr. at JPJR07. Follow Rad Rob at Rad Rob Gaming. And follow Dr. Ocho at the Dr. Ocho. Got a question for Johnny? Send your questions to straightup5podcast@gmail.com. We'll see you next time for another edition of Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. Right here on the Rad Rob Radio Network.
Having a life scholarship and being able to afford to go to college made me feel inspired to go.
When I got a life scholarship, it was such a relief.
I knew that I wanted to have an impact. Having a life scholarship through the SC Education Lottery was huge. It gave me the opportunity to make that impact right here at home.
The South Carolina Education Lottery. A better you, a better us, a better South Carolina. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou.
Ready to make a real impact every day?
Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit activeday.com to apply.